In your headlines, the importation of mangoes has been restricted effective immediately. And more on the press release from Honorable Arlington Musgrove. From the PTV Broadcasting Headquarters in Providenciales, your number one source for news, I'm Erica Pinales delivering the latest from across the country this Thursday, June 23rd, 2022, right to your door. Newswatch starts now. Following the events of Saturday at the Providenciales International Airport, the Minister of Aviation cleared the air on the firefighters' industrial action with a press statement, but also had a few things to say to the opposition. Let's take a look. In yesterday's newscast, Honorable Musgrove addressed the misunderstandings of what occurred at the airport, saying that the next step is to ensure that there is a proper salary grade structure for the entire body, which will give effect to further pay reviews. And while these things take time, the TCIAA and the government remain committed to seeing this through. Following that statement, Honorable Musgrove seemingly spoke his mind in a direct manner. The minister said, quote, "There is a lot of noise in the market currently, including that of the opposition, the PDM. But let me remind them of the record that successive PNP governments stand on. It is a matter of fact that the firefighters have had 2 salary increases over the years, the first being 15% in July of 2015, paid retroactively from April 2015. To all of the TCIAA staff, including the firefighters under the Rufus Ewing-led PNP government, and the second being a 15% in June 2022, paid retroactively from April 1st, 2022, under this current MISIC-led PNP government." He continued, "I can also share the record of the TCIAA's industrial action. In March 2012, under the interim administration, there was a firefighter strike. In March 2018, under the PDM, there was a firefighter strike. In August 2019, under the PDM, there was another firefighter strike. And in October 2019, under the PDM, there was an air traffic controller strike. During the period of the PDM government, 4 budgets and countless supplementary budgets were passed, and not one of them sought to correct the salary concerns of the firefighters, nor that of any other staff at the TCIAA. Not one. So, the PDM opposition should be the last to be calling out this government for anything in relation to the improvement of the lives of the people of these islands, because what is abundantly clear is that it is only under a PNP government that the people are heard and get the results that they can see," end quote. On the flip side, on June 6, Deputy Leader of the Opposition said, quote, "This is an age which demands greater levels of transparency, consistent and intelligent communication." He also said, "Maybe because it is not directly their money, and if that is true, it will make sense for Turks and Caicos Islanders to question whether we have the right stewards over our money. I don't know about you, but I found those payouts from the public purse to be jaw-dropping, and I know I am not alone." Although Honorable Musgrove believes, quote, "This is what good governments do. This is what PNP governments do. We work for the good of people, and yes, sometimes silently, because I certainly have been taught that it is the emptiest of vessels that bellow noise, and the most diligent of those that part seas." Robert Bean Jr., who has run in the all-island category in past elections, has other thoughts which he has openly stated to the public on more than a few occasions, saying, quote, "This beautiful country is in need of radical leaders who will pave a way for generations to come. Leaders with real vision that is not there for a title or to sit on a panel with no insight of what's really going on in our country. To the citizens of the Turks and Caicos, the People's Democratic Movement will be ready to set that new course of action. We will continue to hold those accountable for you." End quote. The Plant Protection Division within the Department of Agriculture informs the public that the importation of fresh mangoes is restricted effective immediately. Take a look. Unless approval is given by the Department of Agriculture, the importation of fresh mangoes is restrictive, effective immediately, and the public don't seem to be taking the news kindly. However, the restriction is due to the constant interception or findings of fruit larvae and signs of anthracnose or fungal disease on imported mangoes. Moving forward, companies and persons wishing to import fresh mangoes must provide certification from the exporting country that the mangoes are from an area free of fruit flies and a completed application form to the Department of Agriculture for approval. Protect the Turks and Caicos Islands and help the department in preventing the introduction, establishment, and spread of this invasive species, fruit fly species, and the fungal disease anthracnose. So, Turks and Caicos, it's time to start using that green thumb to practice how you can use this as an initiative to plant your seeds and grow your own mangoes. Turks and Caicos soil is reportedly very fruitful for mango trees. It's time for a quick break. More News Watch when we return.
This is a reminder that all PTV service accounts are due on the first day of each month. Accounts should be brought up to date by the 28th of the month to avoid disruption in service. Payments may be made on our office at Stubbs Diamond Plaza, Providenciales, Mides Plaza, North Caicos, and Airport Road in South Caicos. Payments may also be made online using Scotiabank, CIBC First Caribbean Bank, and Royal Bank of Canada. Please allow 3 business days for online payments to be processed. We thank you for your cooperation.
Welcome back to News Watch. Summer camps, apprenticeship, and internship programs are back this summer, giving the youth a very busy week of activities. Here's more.
The InterHealth Apprenticeship Program is back for 2022, giving tertiary students interested in the medical field an opportunity to experience basic and advanced training. The on-site sessions include training in areas like vital science, manual handling, splint applications, heart savers, and basic life support training. Organizers say the overall goal of the program aims to raise awareness on the ins and outs of careers within the health sector. The program is also available for other companies looking to give students the opportunity to train and gain knowledgeable experience. If companies are unable to pay students, government is also offering financial support in this capacity. Companies can visit the TCIG Facebook page to find out how they can register. The deadline to apply is July 4th, 2022. The 10-day program begins on July 18th through 29th. Applicants can apply by visiting the hospital's social media page or their website. Parents living in the 5 Keys, South Dock, and Chalk Sound area and looking to have their children enrolled in a fun summer camp are also invited to join a slew of summer camp activities, including arts and crafts, sports, and other educational items. Newswatch will have more on that in a subsequent newscast.
Don't touch that remote. We'll be right back. Coming up next is your Sports Authority and weather forecast.
This is a reminder that all PTV service accounts are due on the first day of each month. Accounts should be brought up to date by the 28th of the month to avoid disruption in service. Payments may be made on our office at Stubbs Diamond Plaza, Providenciales, Mides Plaza, North Caicos, and Airport Road in South Caicos. Payments may also be made online using Scotiabank, CIBC First Caribbean Bank, and Royal Bank of Canada. Please allow 3 business days for online payments to be processed. We thank you for your cooperation.
Welcome back to News Watch. Here's the latest in your Sports Authority and weather forecast.
This week, the TCI was super proud when its national under-15 basketball team won their first regional game in over 20 years at the FIBA Under-15 Central Basket Championship 2022 in Puerto Rico. The championship ran from June 18 to the 22nd. Turks and Caicos, Dominican Republic, and Puerto Rico picked up wins on the opening day to move up in the standings. TCI entered the last quarter of the game with a 6-point deficit, 51-45, and managed to turn the score around against Costa Rica to claim their first victory in the tournament. The TCI's defense tightened in the last quarter and only allowed 10 points by the Costa Rican team. Ethan Taylor stepped up with 10 of his 15 points in the final quarter of the match, where he also added 2 assists, 2 steals, and 1 rebound. Another team member, Roll Judson, led the TCI with an extraordinary stat line of 28 points, 18 rebounds, 4 blocks, and 2 assists. During this week, the 6 national teams played in a round-robin format, 1 game against each opponent. At the end of all the matchups, the team that finished in first place was declared the champion. Silver and bronze will go to the second and third team respectively, with the 3 best teams qualifying for the FIBA Under-16 Americas Championship in 2023. Yesterday, TCI took on the Bahamas, then Mexico. The final matchup last night was between Puerto Rico and Mexico, with Puerto Rico emerging the winner with a score of 72-49. Dominican Republic placed second, while Mexico copped the third slot. For PTV News Watch, I'm Delana Als.
Here's your weather forecast for June 24th, 2022. For the nation's capital, Grand Turk, on Friday, partly cloudy skies, high 84, low 79, winds east-southeast at 10 to 20 miles per hour. For South Caicos, partly cloudy skies, high 84, low 79, winds east-southeast at 10 to 20 miles per hour. For North and Middle Caicos, partly cloudy skies, high 85, low 79, winds east-southeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. For Parrot and Pine Key, partly cloudy skies, high 85, low 79, winds east-southeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. And on Providenciales on Friday, partly cloudy skies, high 86, low 80, winds east-southeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Now for your sunrise and sunset, sunrise 6:08 a.m., sunset 7:36 p.m., and for your high tides and low tides 4:59 a.m., 5:31 p.m., and low tides 11:02 a.m., 11:58 p.m. And for your hurricane outlook, for the North Atlantic, Caribbean Sea, and the Gulf of Mexico, a tropical wave located over the eastern tropical Atlantic is producing disorganized showers and thunderstorms. Environmental conditions could become conducive for gradual development of this system by early next week as the disturbance moves westward at around 15 miles per hour over the tropical Atlantic, Mexico through the weekend. And that's it for your weather forecast and hurricane outlook. We'll be right back for more News Watch.
Here at People's Television, we're more than just your leading news and entertainment services. We are
spreading the gospel.
We are breaking barriers.
We are preserving the culture. Each one, teach one.
We are committed to excellence.
We're creating change.
We are creating memories.
We are the future.
I am PTV.
I am PTV. I am PTV.
I am PTV.
We are PTV.
We are continuing the legacy. We are PTV.
This story has so much valid information that we thought we'd run it again just in case you missed it. The Turks and Caicos Islands National Internship and Apprenticeship Program launched under the theme, Building Human Capacity.
Today, we come together to make the vision of the TCI National Internship and Apprenticeship Program a reality, to provide learning opportunities that will enable our youth to be globally competitive and economically independent. It is with this vision in mind that we can work together to achieve success. Together.
Permanent Secretary from the Ministry of Education said that everything that the ministry is doing is solely to build human capacity.
For years, we've heard from you, our partners, public and private, saying the cry out that our students need more experience, need more exposure. We need to build a human capacity in the Turks and Caicos Islands by giving them more experience. And to some extent, it has been happening, and to some extent, it has been ad hoc. This initiative here seeks to standardize it, formalize it, and making sure that when we say apprentice or an intern, we're not just talking about someone who come bring coffee. We're talking about a learning experience. We're not talking about someone who you're going to hire or bring in to clean out your filing cabinet. We're talking to build human capacity. We're talking about building the experience of the learner.
Honorable Rachel Taylor, seemingly cheerful at the sight of the prosperous launch, said, "Today is actually history in the Turks and Caicos," moments before she told Newswatch why.
The key reason behind this is listening to the cries of our young people. We have recently launched a youth policy, and it speaks to providing opportunities for our young people while they are studying abroad so they can develop the necessary training and alignment with their field of study. So we have realized that job experience is critical. There are so many times when our students will complain that upon completion of their tertiary education, they find it a challenge to be placed on a job. So what this program does is provide the opportunity for our students to have gained that work experience so it can be an easy transition into the workforce.
The internship program provides an opportunity for a minimum of 6 weeks aligned with a company, and it also gives opportunity for the government to be actively engaged in the apprenticeship opportunities of our young people.
The apprenticeship program is after the completion of their tertiary education, and our internship program lasts for a minimum of 9 months. But I want to say right now that it is a great opportunity today to see so many of our corporate sponsors here engaging in this worthwhile experience as they learn more of what the program entails. I want to say at this time that I am very thankful to our Premier, the Honorable Washington Mizik, and our Deputy Premier and Minister of Finance, Mr. E.J. Saunders, who have provided the necessary funding in an effort for us to pilot the program.
The program, as we gather, was designed so that companies would have a more direct hand with the government in regards to interns, so that, in other words, they could establish more, and students in this program would leave with actual experiences and skills.
I also want to mention that we are just developing our standards. So what happens now is that there are many companies who have already started their internship program. What we've done now is that make it a national program. So therefore, all the companies now will have the national standards. They'll be able to tweak their program using our standards. That speaks to some of the soft skills that are lacking in our national skills audit of 2017. And some of those soft skills include teamwork, critical thinking, enhancing their analytical skills. Customer service was one of the greatest areas that are lacking. So these gaps have to be filled. So what we have done is incorporated that into our program. So I want to take this opportunity now to encourage all of our students who are currently away at school but probably not coming home this time to register with the Labor and Employment Services so that next time they will have the opportunity.
And in just a little over a week, 95 plus students have registered for the program, which is a clear indication that the youth is engaged.
Together, we can make a difference into making it so much easier for our children to return home, for our children to benefit and capitalize on the opportunities that are presented for them. I've heard many success stories today from many of our former interns, and heard the success stories of many of their partners. So I want to take this opportunity to thank each and every one of you as we work together to mentor our students through this apprenticeship program, coach our students, aligning them with the correct skill set, aligning them with the correct job opportunity, and in an effort to harness that skill set.
And that brings us to the end of this edition of The Real News. I hate to leave you so soon, but of course, you can join us right back here every weekday at 6:30 p.m. and tap into our social media platforms at www.ptv8tci.com. I'm Erica Pinales, keeping you informed, updated, and affiliated. Until next time.